Hare Krishna, everybody. Welcome. Hey, got a few people already. All right, let's see here. Let's start out. Good morning. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Goranga. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hey, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, let's see here. Krishna, that's right. Krishna, Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Try a little traditional here again. My singing voice isn't that great today. It's a Japa voice. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda, Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda Gauranga, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Govinda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Wow. I like this, man. Woo. I might even chant my 16 rounds like this. I might get back into chanting 16 rounds. Wow. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. It's like eating ice cream cake. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare, oh. Time for dessert now. That was the main course. Now it's dessert.
Thanks for using.
Yeah, I was thinking of the chapter 12 of the Adi Lila. Chapter 12. It talks about those who had the different opinion. They sway from the Acharya's opinion. Then they were cut off from that special mercy of Lord Chaitanya, which is this ecstatic devotion. You see, that's it. They scatter. They just go somewhere. Who knows what happened? You don't know. They just kind of disappear. Whatever happened to them? They just scatter. They never call, never talk to you. It's weird. It's weird. They don't even care. See, so. To me, this is life. This is life. And, it shows you they don't get a really strong understanding of it. But anyway, those who stay in line with the guru and the opinion, it's the opinion that flows, man, through the understanding. And, this ecstatic just keeps coming. Otherwise, you just get off and it stops, and you get onto some other, because we're marginal, you get onto some other life, and it's not really life. Some like austerity becomes your, you get life from austerity. What do we get life from? We get life from this ecstatic communion. Not from austerity. It's something else, and it's external. It's another level. And it's not, this is the topmost, getting life by the dance of Radha and Krishna, and, this ecstatic communion. I'll tell you, man, people, yeah, it's just amazing. Yeah, and it just grows, it just grows more and more, Yeah, a lot of problems here with connection. Okay, well, yeah. So let's see here. Yeah, people don't have this. They have, their life comes from power. I was. Like these dictators, in China, they get life from power, be more power. And there's always more powerful. And you see the guys, they're just getting off on, wow, he's adoring me. The soldiers are all, oh, man, Mel, whatever that guy's name is, and every, and people, it's like the dictators, they have their followers, they're brainwashed into that. And the same thing in religion, the same thing. People are brainwashed into being a follower of these gurus, really, and it's not based on knowledge. It's based on twisted ideas for people who have a thirst for power, See, if you don't get this creeper, you're going to have a desire to something else, power, influence, to be important, all these things. These are other creepers. It's not bhakti, man. It's why, it's like, bhakti is this communion with God. Then, everything, it all comes from them, this, all the opulences, everything, even the beauty in the material world comes from them. It's this opulent here. This, it's amazing. Everything here, even the false ego is amazing. It's the Lord's divine energy. It's all beautiful. But if that's all You don't know this other part, then it's very dangerous because you get caught up in that. You think that's it, and you get falsely identified and you lose your connection with your soul, who you are, Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
Is it like blind faith? Would you say?
Yeah, okay. Blind faith. Yeah, it's blind. It's manipulated faith. This is what Maya does, because Maya is so terrible. She has to trick you. Just like Lord Chaitanya is so beautiful, he has to kind of sometimes trick the living entities to come back, because his other side has tricked them to go into the darkness. You know how they see these movies? They always have the devil trying to trick people. That's Maya. She's always tricking, deceiving. What do you think? People, they say, oh, this is really good for you now. And everything that is bad for you, they're telling is good for you. And so anyway, those who still have their faculties and abilities to think about it, even if you're not at this platform, still you could see, hey, what are you doing, man? You're manipulating things. You're telling us what's bad for us is good for us. That's what's going on now. That's the mode of ignorance. You do what you shouldn't be to do. You shouldn't do. You do as the good thing. And so they manipulating people that are usually under the rule of, say, like the people in the higher mode, who are treating them better, so they're listening to the authorities who have filtrated into there and the mode of ignorance to tear things down. So they listen to them and then they go with them. So anyway, it is what it is. And we're lucky we got I feel really blessed and have this protection, Wow. These times. Amy says, read this, Tom.
It's like an ocean wave here. You either catch the wave and ride it, or you miss it. But when you ride this wave, it's the greatest feeling ever. Wow, yes.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. So go ahead, read this.
How can one know if a guru is not an imposter?
Ah, good question. Thank you. So let's see what Lalita has to say about that. In your experience.
I'm live again because I'm on Facebook. Yeah, I love his questions of Sim. He always asks nice questions. How can you know this? First of all, don't look only at the symptoms of ecstatic love, but listen to the knowledge that this guru is telling you. Listen carefully to his opinion and to how he explains the verses. Listen very carefully. Ask nice questions, because he finds everything back in the scriptures, in the Shastras. Give him 30 days of your time. Give 30 days following classes. Listen to the witnesses and ask questions and talk to me. Ask him.
Yeah, right. The 30-day challenge. Good question. Yeah. Also, see, a lot of people, they can't muster up this ecstatic devotion, especially not regularly. They'd have to really because it's natural, it's spontaneous. It's the gift of God. It's special. So they can't do it. So what they've done in imposterville is they imitate the knowledge. See, there's this bhakti knowledge is supposed to ultimately come from bhakti, not from study. So what they do is, since they can't manifest the ecstasy, they take the knowledge and twist it, because they don't expect this naturally. Because they don't understand it. Without this bhakti, you can't understand the knowledge. See? So, okay, you're going to see bhakti here, devotion here. And then look at the knowledge too. And you'll see, oh, wow, look at this. It's specialized. This knowledge is different than what you hear from those who've been studying the Vedas. And then they speculate. Their arguments are weak and not deep. See? So it's even Prabhupada. See, the scholars, I was talking to one of the early disciples in Mayapur of Prabhupada, and he said scholars began to accept Prabhupada's opinion, even though he wasn't considered in those circles a great scholar per se, because, he was a householder. He didn't spend his whole life studying like that. But his arguments, his concepts were so realized and so deep that they accepted him as, this is the best, this is really special. And that's just how it is. His understanding of Krishna and bhakti came from ecstasy, from this genuine love and communion with the Lord. And that's just always how it is. And this is what Vaishnavas don't see, because they don't see that much. It's very rare in Vaishnavism, because everybody's studying their way into guruship. They study, and memorize verses, and then they get their stamps from their group and votes, and however they get in. See, we're showing the example of how to get in to be a spiritual master organically, just naturally, the way the books teach. See, by the classes, regular classes in Srimad Bhagavatam, from the devotee absorbed in the mellows of devotion, because they have realized those mellows of devotion enable the devotee to understand the deep purports of the Vedas, of, these transcendental books. Why do you think Prabhupada came to me? I was worshiping the Lord in ecstasy and relishing these deep conclusions for years. And then he came and said, yeah, as people started spontaneously come, this has my approval. See? Because it's important. I mean, ask any guru if they actually had Prabhupada. I know he wouldn't say, oh, now you go out and they just did their hook or crook thing to get into there. This is the lust for power. This is the thing. These guys, when you have that desire for that enjoyment for power, especially when you see a powerful guru like Prabhupada, and back then they're all these little teenagers, and Prabhupada made him sannyas and everything, and he's ready to go. What do you think? They just, the lust for power and influence, and to be, that it's like an easy way to get into the presidency. Could you imagine if somebody said, well, all you have to do is, fudge this way and that way, and you can become the president. I mean, actually, politicians are doing it, pretty much. They have a lust for power, obviously, because when I'm looking at them now, most of them, they just love this game, this political game of power, and it's so boring, man. It's really so and all it does is mess everybody up. The whole world is, they're in these power games. It's a power game. To worship these influential people, and they support each other. It's the cheated. What do they call it? The cheated, following the cheated. The cheaters cheating the cheated, and it's just. Anyway, that's what you do. What happens when you believe in Maya, but. Lord Chaitanya has come. He's given us an out. Those who take advantage of it. It's great. We're part of it, an important part. All right, so let's see here. What else do we got here? Anything? Let's see here. Yeah, go ahead, read that there.
Some devotees are sent me video of different spiritual master, but I don't see to theme.
Okay, I'll read it. Some devotees are sending me a video of different spiritual masters, but I don't see to them. I don't see to them. What does that mean? I don't see to them.
Doesn't watch them.
Doesn't
want to look at it.
Well, you can. I mean, actually, I think, if you're looking, like you're asking the question, I think you should. I think you should compare. Why not? You don't should. If you want to, compare. Find the best one. That's what, I say the same thing, man. If I find somebody that is better at at devotional service in the sense of understanding these intricacies and this Ras and all of that, hey man, it would be to my advantage to go there, because that's, by that association, I'll advance.
I look at them sometimes to see the difference, and then I say, yay, it's so much better.
Yeah, and if anybody sees anything better, run it by us and let us see. I mean, because people say that. I mean, like my ex-wife says, "Oh, what you're doing is show us something better," but she never can. All she shows me is the example of being kicked by Maya. That's what I see. Kicked by Maya, just kicking. And she's saying, it's like a person that's been, you ever see a dog?
Picture is frozen and there's no sound. Yes. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama.
Hare Rama,
Rama Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna.
Krishna,
Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna.
Rama Rama,
Hare Rama Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Krishna
Hare Rama.
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama. Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Rama.
Hare
Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare
Rama Rama. Are you back?
I'm back. Yeah. My phone ran out of juice. I don't know what happened, man. I thought I charged it, but uh-oh.
Okay.
Come on. All right. What's going on here? Oh, shoot. Okay, where's it? Okay. All right. Hey, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, read Chaitanya Bhagavat. I'll be right back.
Okay, I continue where we left yesterday.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Gaura Haridas. Thank you. Maybe it's not exactly the same place, but okay. This is Madhya Kanda chapter 3. Sri Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda meet in Navadvip. Sri Gaurachandra became absolutely absorbed in love of Krishna. Sri Gaurachandra became absolutely absorbed in love of Krishna. He exhibited different devotional moods, finding inspiration from the topics the devotees discussed. In the devotional mellow of servitude, he would cry for hours as if Mother Ganga had descended through his eyes. He would cry for hours as if Mother Ganga had descended through his eyes. Then, in a jolly mood, he would laugh for hours. Then, in a jolly mood, he would laugh for hours. When he fell unconscious, he remained without breath for several hours. When he fell unconscious, he remained without breath for several hours. At times, when he became aware of his position as the Supreme Personality, he would, with real arrogance, say, "I am him, the Supreme Lord," and laugh. Where is that old man, Advaitacharya, the one who brought me here from my spiritual abode? I will fulfill his desire and distribute Krishna Prema to every home. I will fulfill his desire and distribute Krishna Prema to every home. The next moment the Lord would cry out. The next moment the Lord would cry out, "O Krishna, O beloved Lord." And weeping, he would tie his feet with his long curly tresses. "O Krishna, O my beloved Lord," and weeping, he would tie his feet with his long curly tresses. Once he repeated a shloka from the Srimad Bhagavatam spoken by Akrura as he came to take Krishna and Balaram away to Mathura. He fell to the ground like a stick, offering his obeisances. And if he were Akrura, absorbed in ecstatic trance, he said, "O Nanda, let us take Krishna and Balaram to Mathura. O Nanda, let us take Krishna and Balaram to Mathura and see the great festivals at the palace where they are performing the Dhamma Yajna sacrifice." In this way, Lord Chaitanya exhibited so many ecstatic moods. In this way, Lord Chaitanya exhibited so many ecstatic moods. This gave unlimited bliss to all the devotees present there. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama, Hare. I have to find my other glasses. So, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. One day, the Lord heard the pastimes of Krishna in his incarnation as a boar. Lord Varaha, roaring, he rushed to Murari Gupta's house. Lord Chaitanya had a special love for Murari Gupta, just like Lord Ramachandra had a special love for Hanuman. When Lord Gaurachandra arrived at Murari Gupta's house, Murari Gupta received the Lord with great respect, offering obeisances to the Lord's lotus feet. The Lord hurried past him, shouting, Varaha, Varaha. Murari Gupta was left dumbfounded. Murari Gupta was left dumbfounded, looking all around him. The Lord entered the temple room of Lord Vishnu and saw a beautiful water pot standing in the corner. The Lord entered the temple room of Lord Vishnu and saw a beautiful water pot standing in the corner. Just at that moment, the Lord took the form of Lord Varaha. Just at that moment, the Lord took the form of Lord Varaha. Absorbed in this mood, he lifted the water pot with his tusks, and roaring loudly like a boar, he stood there with his 4 hooves. The Lord offered Murari Gupta. The Lord ordered Murari Gupta. The Lord ordered Murari Gupta. Offer prayers to me, Murari. Murari remained dumbfounded. Amazed by his extraordinary sight, no words came to his mouth. Amazed by his extraordinary sight, no words came to his mouth. The Lord then said, Speak up, Murari, speak up. You do not have to fear. Don't you know my supreme identity? Speak up, Murari, speak up. You do not have to fear. Don't you know my supreme identity? Don't you know my supreme identity? Don't you know my supreme identity? Well, trembling with fear, Murari pleaded with the Lord, saying, O Lord, only you yourself know how to glorify yourself and offer prayers. O Lord, only you yourself know how to glorify yourself and offer prayers. Lord Anantashesh, who holds the entire creation upon just one of his hoods, has manifested 1,000 mouths to glorify you, yet he laments that he cannot find the limits of your glories. Yet he laments that he cannot find the limits of your glories. Who is more capable than Anantashesh to glorify you? Who is more capable than Anantashesh to glorify you? Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The entire material universe follows the instructions of the Vedas. Yet these very Vedas are unable to fully reveal your transcendental, absolute nature. Yet these very Vedas are unable to fully reveal your transcendental, absolute nature. We have heard that there are an unlimited number of universes in this material creation, and that they all emanate from the pores of your transcendental body. We have heard that there are an unlimited number of universes in this material creation, and that they all emanate from the pores of your transcendental body. You are the fully independent, supreme autocrat. You are the fully an independent supreme autocrat. And you are always blissful. And you are always blissful. How is it possible for the limited Vedic literature to describe the pastimes which you perform according to your own sweet will? How is it possible for the limited Vedic literature to describe the pastimes which you perform according to your own sweet will? Therefore, O Lord, only you know yourself fully. Therefore, O Lord, only you know yourself fully, and others can know you only if you reveal yourself to them through your causeless mercy. Oh, Hare Krishna. What ability do I possess to offer you prayers and glorify you? What ability do I possess to offer you prayers and glorify you? Saying this, Murari Gupta fell flat upon the floor, offering obeisances to the Lord. Well, saying this, Murari Gupta fell flat upon the floor, offering obeisances to the Lord. Lord Varaha was pleased with Murari Gupta's words. Lord Varaha was pleased with Murari Gupta's words. Then, expressing anger at the Vedic literatures, he spoke aloud. The Vedas have the Odyssey to say that I have no hands, no legs, no mouth, and no eyes. There is a mischievous sannyasi living in Kashi who teaches this to his students. There is a mischievous sannyasi living in Kashi who teaches this to his
Isn't it amazing how much ignorance there is in the world? You know, it's just there's so many different types of levels of ignorance, and it all keeps us down. See, even so, you see, the Lord was exposing it. He was even naming names. There's this ignorant sannyasi in Kashi, and people didn't know that. People think, oh, this person's a great scholar. This person, and he probably was, to a degree, but still, there's ignorance there, and that ignorance keeps people from knowing what is the ultimate goal of life. That's the purpose of a guru, man. Is they not only know from like trying speculating on the scriptures, but they know the ultimate goal of life is what they experience or whatever. That's why this guy in Kashi, he's thinking the ultimate goal of life is Brahman, is to merge with God and to become God. Who knows? You know, that's where the speculation comes, because you think, well, maybe it's like this, and you know, and so they teach that, and then people go after that. The ultimate goal is that. So, you know, the more conclusive you are, the better. So Lord Chaitanya is the epitome of conclusiveness, you know, and that's what our books are all about. It's so simple. The concepts are so simple, but clear and concise, and give pleasure to the heart, you know, make the heart very happy, because, you know, that's the Lord. He likes, you know, things like Radha likes things like she likes to be with her simple Lord, you know, the simple truth. But Maya, man, she divides things up and messes things around and all that stuff, and hides the real truth, you know. So we're here, we got the great privilege to expose it. So many people don't have this knowledge, and therefore they act badly for themselves and others. That's why the world, you know, is the way it is people are acting badly for themselves and others, and don't understand these truths. So the Lord is helping like this, you know, to you know, and not see, it depends on who you listen to. A lot of Mayavadis, they listen to the teaching of Lord Chaitanya about that. But whoever does gets a great benefit. Same thing, a lot of Christians, they're struggling in different ways and everything, but they won't listen to these teachings of Lord Chaitanya, even though they're so fantastic. Well, too bad for them. They can help them so much. Understanding Jesus, understanding why the problems in the world are like it is, and where is Jesus situated now? He's beyond all of this fight of good and evil and stuff. He was never into that when he was here. And so this is why they shows you they don't know Jesus. They think Jesus, see, they take Barabbas's position. Barabbas said, no, we should fight the Romans, and Jesus said, my kingdom is not of this world. See? So he led people into meditating on that kingdom that's not of this world. And people are fighting over the kingdoms of the world, Christians included, many of them. This spiritual warfare is not really spiritual. Hey, good and evil is not spiritual. The good against the bad is not spiritual. You see, they don't know this. They've lost. They don't know their Jesus as well as they think. This is beyond the good and evil. This is the there you have
I could not hear that. Can you repeat, please? The sound was bad.
Oh, I said here, we're here to manifest the Garden of Eden, or Vrindavan, which is closeness with God, closeness with the Lord as He is. This understand, see, knowing the Lord, like Jesus, Krishna says in Gita, he says, people who just know me as the all-pervasive super soul, and I'm everywhere present and everything, don't really know me. But those who know me as the son of Maharaj Nanda really know me as a intimate relative. They know me. Just like Adam and Eve, they knew they had this close relationship with God. See? And the fall was they ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, which everybody is doing now, most people. Whether they're Vaishnavas or Christians, most of them have not seen this yet. So anyway, Lord Chaitanya came to help. We're here to help, manifest a different consciousness here. To help people, all you have to do is, if you want to be saved from all of that good and evil, pastime of Maya, basically what it is you start meditating over here. Meditate on these conceptions, meditate on this understanding, which is beyond this just merging with the Brahman, and becoming like the music of the spears or whatever is in people's minds. No, intimacy we're spirit souls, individual part and parcel of the Lord, to have these intimate exchanges, ever expanding bliss, because of that ever expanding understanding of the absolute truth. That's the. Here, read this, Tom.
The ultimate goal of life must be the liberation from the material modes, which can only be attained through true knowledge. And then the cycle ends because you beat the game.
Yeah, and that's not even the ultimate goal of life. That's that just is the perk. That's the chunk change that comes along with the ultimate goal of life. The ultimate goal of life is this intimacy with the Lord. See, and then all of that comes. You become a guru. I mean, my life is an example of that. The being a guru and all, and everything having being known as a religious person. When you're, at least when your disciples are giving you titles and all that, where'd that come? Where'd my religiousness come from? It just comes from this relationship. So that's what I teach here. Get the relationship, and people throw titles at you. They'll give you some sustenance to live. Everything comes. The servants of the Lord, the real ones from their heart, want to help you. See, they want to help the cause of the Lord. See, so we get just people like that here. They want to help the cause of the Lord. The cause of the Lord is to wake people up. You know, is to relish mellows and then wake people up at the same time. Yeah, because that's where the most power is. You want to be the best teacher? Come here. We'll teach you how to relish transcendental mellows, exchanges with God, and then you'll become the best teacher automatically. You don't need any special training and special memorization or anything. People just say, "Wow, man, I'd like to be like that. Yeah, I want that closeness too." And then you're not imitating the devotee, because then you have your own intimate relationship with the Lord. It's beautiful. Everybody, they're like these little very, very rare jewels, and no one you can replace it. You can't imitate it. You got your own, And this is the, if people understood this is perfect how to be yourself. This is the ultimate in that. People are trying to, they're on the right idea. They want to be themselves, but still when you're in Maya, you're just still being a false ego, false identifications and all that. Here, you perfect that, how to be yourself. You be your spiritual self, because we're actually spirit souls, and we have a special, unique relationship with the Lord. See, now, this is the perfect way to be yourself, because this is not how to be a false ego self, oh yeah, this is me. Let me show you my big false ego, or whatever it is, but it's false. It's not the true identity. See? We uncover the true identity here. Go ahead there, read this there, Tom.
For one who is Brahman or Paramatma liberated, is already on the transcendental plane and experiences a kind of bliss according one's realization. Mm-hmm. But it's impersonal, because no personal service is rendered to Krishna, and it is not permanent for the soul.
Yeah, it's just not the ultimate conclusive truth about who we are. So that's why it's always it's like another path, another stage, and then you move on eventually. You could stay in Brahman a long time. Who knows how long, but it's not going to be ultimately fully satisfying. It's just another experience in life. Like, even people leave here, it's just another experience of life. See, now is an okay time to eat. We're not like Harikar, like really folk, so it's no problem. So you got to learn to make distinctions. There's, context, it's not always. But if we're all sitting there chanting Hare Krishna and you're sitting there, then I don't know, man. It just didn't sit right for me. Yeah. So
there's more, Freddie.
Go ahead.
More. For the soul, and thus there is danger that one falls back into material existence because of being a marginal jiva.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. See, Krishna, the conclusive understanding keeps us interested. Otherwise, we get bored. Even Prabhupada used to say that these Brahmin people that are after Brahman, they get bored because they want activity, not meditating on this Brahman and the bliss. I remember with Jesus, I got a kind of a liberation thing. And I got bored. It's just like, oh, yeah, okay, what to do? Especially after I had a taste of serving the Lord, it's a different platform. It's more interesting. See, and it gets more and more interesting. See, the thing is, once you get a whiff of this, you don't get bored. I still try, not getting bored. I got more bored with just Jesus and being, just liberated, because that's what you get is salvation more, and the oneness with God. This thing. It was like, okay, what to do now? I'm liberated. All right, what's next? Oh, I see. And so I was going back and forth from Jesus to Krishna, but with Krishna, there's more of a service thing, because with the mellows, you're tasting mellows, and the other is kind of homogenous, just a kind of a liberation state. I mean, that's what my experience was. I mean, people are going to see this thing with Krishna. He says, well, there's service, they're going around, but you see, they're doing also kind of what a lot of Vaidhi level does. Yeah, they're getting their juice from work, working for Jesus, working for, it's like another level. It's a kind of an alloy. Here, you're getting pleasure in communing with God. See, and the service is like, it's just automatic, just comes naturally. This is the way the Lord. So everything was accomplished in Vrindavan simply by their playing with Krishna, intimate dealings with Krishna. And you see, I mean, that's what I'm practically seeing even in this world. Just by having intimate dealings with the Lord, everything goes on. It's like a dance, actually. Go ahead, Tom. What?
Yeah, it feels like you can breathe superficially and have contact, or you can breathe deeply and have contact.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah. It's a good way to look at it. Okay, let's read some Srimad Bhagavatam now. Let's go back to where we were reading, which was Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 6th chapter, and these are the prayers of Prahlad to Nishingadev, I think. No, this was the teachings. Okay, that's that one. Okay, let's see. Is this the one here? Srimad Bhagavatam. No. Where? No. Okay, anyway, I'm going to go find it again. Okay, let's see here, database. All right. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Prahlad pacifies Nishingadev with prayers. Chapter 9. Text number 5. So when Nishingadev saw the small boy Prahlad Maharaj prostrated at the soles of his lotus feet, he became most ecstatic in affection towards his devotee. Raising Prahlad, the Lord placed his lotus hand upon the boy's head, because of his hand is always ready to create fearlessness in all his devotees. If people only knew this is where fearlessness was, I would be fearful as all heck, if I didn't have this, it's all surrendering to the real Lord. This is all here teaching here, how to surrender to the true nature of the Lord. He's ecstatic, he's full of affection for his devotees, and, he's very conclusive, knows everything, and, just surrendering to the ecstatic portion, especially because he surrendered to that. I mean, he loves his, starting with Radharani, his highest devotee, right? He loves Radharani. Therefore, all devotees have that. See, they have that devotion. Maybe not exactly. Radharani has her conjugal relationship, but they all have this natural affection for the transcendental form of the Lord, in their personal relationship. Yeah, and so when this is the idea of having a spiritual master or an associate of the transcendental Lord is to learn how to relate to that Lord. And when you start giving respect to the word coming from a real associate, from the ecstatic feelings of a real associate, well, see, that's the door, man. You just go right, you enter right in the door. Yeah, it's so natural, actually, so easy. But if you don't know how to recognize the transcendental representative of that transcendental Lord, then you don't know how to approach. You approach somewhere else. The imposters. See, you're just naturally an imposter if you're not an empowered version of Satchidananda. You just naturally, you're imposing, on the truth. You're an imposter. You're posing as the truth, but you're not. That's the hypocrisy. Okay? You can't get out of it. You want to get, the only way to become out of the hypocrisy is you have to approach the empowered versions of the absolute truth and then enter that door. See, and then you become real. So you become real. You find your real self, you real spirit soul, you have a transcendental relationship with the Lord. Not, pious. I just, piously worship, but I believe God is good, the good book, and the good Lord. If you're thinking like that, it's just a good book or the good Lord. See, this is still good and evil. The Lord's transcendence. Go ahead, Tom.
The word imposter is connected to the word position, I found out. It's coming from imposter is connected with position.
Yeah, false position. You see, you're taking a position that's not real. Okay, so yeah, so you're imposing yourself. That's what I experienced when I came to Prabhupada. Because of him. I came because of his books. It was very attractive to me. I started chanting. I came because of, the happiness of chanting Hare Krishna. And then I got this imposition on that. See, that's imposter. And even the guru I felt as soon as he was imposing himself, I felt cut off from Prabhupada. I realized I was not pleasing the disciplic line because I was not approaching through the transcendental personalities. See, Prabhupada is, even by the book, if you just go to the book, this is why they say, when you first come, you have really fresh and you're right with the books and there's no obstruction. But as soon as you're there, you got all these motivated religionists and gurus and sannyasis and all of this thing. See, they're imposing themselves on you. So all of a sudden, whatever transcendental experience you may have had in the beginning is diminished and cut off. I mean, that's my experience. I mean, been there, done that. And as soon as I left, as soon as I got, I went and got some worldly experience, went out, made money, got businesses, who did a worldly thing. But as soon as I got back with Prabhupada's book, it was all back. And then I realized, look at this was an imposition. These persons are not really qualified to represent Prabhupada in the transcendental way. They should have just did what Prabhupada's idea was, continue the mission till the Acharya arises naturally by the will of Krishna. But they didn't do that. Just like his godbrothers didn't do that. And Prabhupada said, I don't like this. So I got the experience. Yeah, he didn't like that happening again, because it became an imposition. You know how many devotees come from, previous lifetimes looking for what we're giving, but they're obstructed by these impositions. That's why I said, as you get stronger in your witness, you'll just boldly stand up and realize somebody's going to listen to you, but they're waiting for you to take a stand, Just like otherwise, look at these people in the world. They're taking the stand. They say, hey, man, you guys are liars. See, in good people, they take a stand for goodness. Hey, man, you guys are lying. You Fauci's, you Bill Gates, you're a liar. They take a stand like that, and it's true. And they may have problems, but still they feel this is what they're to do. See? So everybody's got it. These demons are taking a stand. No, we want to control. We're going to take a stand for that. See? So what's your alternative coming here? You guys, if you stay wimpy and don't progress to taking it, what are you standing for? See, that's why you got some, they stand a little bit for Prabhupada, a little bit here. And, you taking stand for Prabhupada? Well, you're really taking the stand for Prabhupada. Get behind this mission. And say, hey, man, this is where it's going. Not like, well, a little Prabhupada, and a little bit of Gohari, and just, then you got your water, man. You're not a Thor's hammer, man. No, you got to realize, yeah, man, Prabhupada set the stage, and tell people that. Yes, when you get strong, you say, yeah, Prabhupada set the stage. Now, this is where it's going. Get with the program. Oh, okay. But if you're like, it's just a little bit of Prabhupada, his Vaidhi thing, and his that, and then a little bit of Gohar, Anyway, when this gets strong in you, you realize this is the mission. Could you imagine the disciples of Jesus if they thought, well, it's a little bit of Moses and a little bit of Jesus? Where the hell would this thing would be? This is why, hey, man, we'll move deep and strong when you get behind and take a stand what we're doing and how special it is. You think, that's why, I got to set the example. Yeah, it's unpopular. Say, hey, man, you guys are has-beens. Has-beens. Just... This is where it's going. What are you just continuing the old thing? Moses, Vaishnavism. Rules, regulations, everything, it'll be forgotten after a while if it stays like this. Nobody will follow. People will get bored, man. Just the rules, we're spirit soul, guys. Hey, wake up, man. You come here, you're going to learn that you're a spirit, man. And related to a transcendental person. Not a rule person. That's the mode of goodness, and that's a covering for the soul. You come here, your soul's going to be uncovered. You find out who you are. You're going to be a Prahlad Maharaj in your own unique relationship with the Lord. You're going to be an acharya, an example of a devotee. And a guru, you'll become a guru naturally, just automatic. Krishna says, hey, man, the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. I can use somebody like you now. Tell the truth, man. You're ready. Tell the truth. Yeah, tell them the truth, man. Give them the truth. Don't just sit there in the closet like I did and just relish it yourself. No, go out. You got my books. You got the Goswami books. You got all the weapons you need, and I'll send you some people along the line. And that's you guys. And we work together as a team. We're playing ball now. We're on the field. See, the field of action in the world. Liberating anybody who believes this preaching is better than anything else, because it is. It's better than I'm such an exalted Guru Deves. Yeah, well, what are you doing, man? Well, we give lots of rules out. That ain't very impressive here. No. Are you delivering people? Are they getting ecstatic devotion like Lord Chaitanya and his devotees gave 550 years ago? Now we'll be impressed. Otherwise, nobody should be impressed with this other stuff when this is available. Hey, I wouldn't say this if it wasn't available, because I wouldn't be here and doing this. But since I'm here and doing this, why shouldn't I shout it from the rooftops? My master's like that. She said, shout these things. Shout this truth from the rooftops. So I'll start. Hey, man. Go ahead, Tom. What?
I feel this approach Like there is someone is standing with his legs in two boats, yes,
Yeah.
and then we can go to them. I can help you. Give him a hand, and it's more by saying it's more comfortable to have both feet in one boat. Yes,
Yeah.
that's a smooth way.
Yeah. Well, you'll be put together, otherwise you'll do the splits. What did Johnny read this, Tom? Wait, read this story from here. No, go here.
Thank you. I'm feeling more clarity all the time.
Me too. I like it. That's why I come here, man, to get more clear. This is all, all of this stuff it's like a treasure, isn't it? There, Lolita, we come here, come and collect treasure. Collect the valuable jewels in the Vedas and the valuable ecstasy of Radharani, and just, man, I can't, if somebody could show me a better activity than this. That's why I say, hey, man, you guys you don't know what you're missing out there. You guys are promoting all this prancing around and all. You got to just, compared to this, that is like bottom feeding, man.
Here it's more, it's supreme comfortable. You just, you can sit or lay in this boat with 2 feet. Just come in. Don't do that split.
Yeah, I mean, this is the most confidential things people are hearing here. Myself included. This is all this special gift. I'm just getting behind the order, and the work, which is play, and it's fantastic, man. Okay, read this here. Oops, wait a second. Here we go.
If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything.
That's right. That's it. You got to stand, so when the devotees get strong here, you'll see just even a few strong devotees makes all the people think, what the hell's going on here? Where are you getting this strength? Well, because we've got the real path. We get the real mercy of Lord Chaitanya. We're standing behind ecstatic devotion. We're standing behind this conclusive understanding that comes from it. See, and putting it out into the world. And whoever listens to this, they will get the true nature of Radha and Krishna and the Vrindavan consciousness. Otherwise, nobody's getting it. It's not, we're not keeping this a secret now. Whoever wants to know the true nature of Radha and Krishna and the devotees in Vrindavan and Lord Chaitanya and his associates, you can get that here. And I haven't seen anywhere else where it's really being given. All it is, yeah, we're no shows, but we have it and everything. Let us show you a lot of rules and regulations and keep your, on Chaturmas, you don't shave and, look how austere you are. And this is he's such a great guru. He's so austere and regulated. And he prances around with a nice big stick or flowery lectures about Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. But where's the substance, man? You see, you come here solid, man, like a rock. It busts your false ego, man. That's why some people leave. They're afraid to be busted. They want to go back in jail. Jail is inconclusiveness. Jail is being a wannabe this, wannabe that, everything else except wanting to be an ecstatic devotee, wanting to be with wonderful devotees like here. Can you imagine? You don't want to be with these kind of devotees? I remember my ex-wife, I just tell you frankly, this is truth stuff. She wants to be with people who hate her, don't like her at all. I can't believe it. In Vrindavan, in that, that's why she finally left that friggin' place with people being around these Radhakumbabis who think you're a woman, and leaves this. You crazy woman, literally insane to leave this. Totally. Friends, look at the ecstasy here, leaving that. Well, when she finally gets it, she'll realize what she missed out on. locked up in her room by these people over there. Unbelievable. This is called, when you just dumb. And then goes to one guy I threw out of here. He went and grabbed her and drove her crazy. Yeah, unbelievable. The guy, ended up dying young. No wonder. A lot of people do weird things here. They do the weird things. They end up dying young. Another guy, this is just what I've seen. This is my experience. The guy died young, and he was a prick. He was a really bizarre, crazy guy. And another crazy guy came in and wanted to take the energy so he could be a big teacher, satsang teacher, committed suicide. When all of this is here, this wonderful relationship with God, and others, they go, So anyway, hey man, what to do? We're, just offering and just keep driving ahead. Prabhupada did. People were coming and going sometimes. He said, man, I got my mission, man. So I say, you stand behind something, you get strong, Otherwise, you're flip-flopping. A little bit here, you just and wonder why. Well, why am I not strong? Well, you just get behind, follow the devotees who are strong. You notice the ones who are really behind us, they're the most ecstatic, aren't they? Yeah. All right. It takes time. So anybody, just do the best you can. All right. So thereafter, Lord Brahma requested Prahlad Maharaj, who was standing very near him, "My dear son, Lord Nrsingadev is extremely angry at your demoniac father. Please go forward and appease the Lord." Narada Muni continued, "O king, although the exalted devotee Prahlad Maharaj was only a little boy, he accepted Lord Brahma's words. He gradually proceeded towards Lord Nrsingadev and fell down to offer his respectful obeisances with folded hands. When Lord Nrsingadev saw the small boy, Prahlad, prostrated at the soles of his lotus feet, he became most ecstatic in affection towards his devotee. Raising Prahlad, the Lord placed his lotus hand upon the boy's head, because his hand is always ready to create fearlessness in his devotees. By the touch of Lord Nrsingadev's hand, Prahlad Maharaj's head, Prahlad was completely freed from all material contaminations and desires, as he had been thoroughly cleansed. This is what people need, man. If you don't get this transcendental association, you can't be cleansed, and you'll have all these desires for other things. Literally, this takes away. It's like, oh wow, this is what I wanted. This is what I've been looking for. Everything else is insignificant and superficial. Everything, even positions, like to be a big teacher amongst fools. It's like, that is so insignificant. This is it. Is to be close with God. That's, Adam and Eve were kicked out of the garden because of this lack of closeness again. That fig leaf, they got into they were cut off by the knowledge of good and evil. See, they had this knowing, I'm a good person, and that you're a bad person. Let us fight. Let us compete. See, you've fallen under the modes of nature. Now, the Lord is his illusion, or the devil is controlling you. See, listen to the snake. The snake is that, oh yes, follow that path of good and evil. Be good or be bad. Or you see, they people have the both inside them. They're trying to be good because the bad is trying to tempt them. See, so here you come here, you'll regain your position. That will just take the fig leaf off, man, and you have this closeness, communion, eternal communion with God. See, because now the Lord, you're a devotee of a devotee. You know, you come here and you show, oh yeah, this is the path, man. My guru has saved me, literally, you know, saved me from this. And you're not ashamed about it. You know, some of the people ashamed, you know, yeah, but those who really got it, they stand up for the truth, man. Man, my guru is the door. You know, and I'm in there. I'll show you that I'm in there. See, that's where it's leading. And you go in there, and now you have this communion. This is what Jesus was really preaching. You know, that's why a lot of Christians are not in the door, even though they believe in Jesus, because they don't know the details. They don't know the real mind of Jesus. That, you know, if you get the mercy in the line, that person takes responsibility for delivering. Paul did. Paul said, "You're like my sons." You know, you heard the gospel. You're born of the gospel, the good news preached by me. The same thing here. You all are born by the good news preached by your guru. Hey, when you stop listening to these people, oh, why are you giving so much importance to your guru? Well, that's the way it's always been. That's what the book teaches. Go ahead there, Tom. What?
I have a question, and it's for me personally important. I have this propensity to, when I see a person or a group of persons, they have a nice goal, they are doing nice things, then I have this propensity to serve them, to empower them, yeah, to assist them. Mm-hmm. But at a certain moment, I can feel, no, this is not really complete. There is no Krishna connection in there.
Well, you see,
I over and over again, I come into this sucking energy, this desire to serve them. But then it comes to a point that I feel it's not conclusive.
Yeah, go ahead, Lily. Too.
She's sorry, because
she's an expert in this.
It's for a while that I feel uncomfortable, Tom. Why did you put advertising of Sadhguru on your timeline again?
Ooh.
This is not advertising. This is I was looking, examining his. He was talking about being ecstatic also. Yes. And
I didn't hear that. But...
It's like, yeah, it's in there, and I was just it's like an examination, like an inquiring, what is the quality of his ecstasy that he is promoting.
Yeah, well, you see.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
The title was "How to Not Become Affected by Others, How Not to Become Angry, etc., etc." I was not the only one who was a little bit in shock by seeing that yesterday. I really didn't like it. I don't like if you talk about not having your feet in two boats. Well, I really don't like that. I'm sorry.
She's honest. Okay, so Sadhguru was saying things like how to see a lot of this stuff. I've noticed of Sadhguru, because I checked some of the stuff out. It's just kind of moral instruction, like the Dalai Lama, you know, and he's just a little more slick. You know, he's like Solomon. You know, King Solomon was like this. He had an answer for everything. You know, wisdom. It's called wisdom. But at the end of his life, he said it's all folly, and it's true, because this bhakti is really there's no folly in it, man. This is the truth. He asked for God for the boon of wisdom, and God says, okay, here's wisdom. And he spent his whole life being wise, and everybody came. Queen of Sheba came. Oh, wow, there's so much wisdom. See, they're impressed by this. Just like now. See, it's just a rerun. You know, they come and people are coming, wow, this Sadhguru, man, he's famous, man, because he's wise and all that. Okay, fine. But, you know, once you get this wisdom comes from transcendence. This is the essence of all truth. See, this is different. See, this is what God likes and God loves. You know, this is special, you know. So anyway, gradually you'll see, you know, also there's a difference here. Because he's not in this line. This is the, you know, it's like, you know, Lord Chaitanya meets a Brahmin in South India. And they both, when they embrace, they were shaking and crying and, you know, all these laughing, all these ecstatic symptoms came. And this Brahmin says, the only place you could have gotten this ecstatic mood and experience is by my guru. That's how rare it was. Only by association with my guru can you have these symptoms. And that's how it is now. Because those guys, they keep saying, oh yeah, we have the same body. I hear it all the time here. Oh yeah, my guru is like you. And they know, but he's a no-show. Oh, yeah. Or yeah, we're also just ecstatic. I'm more ecstatic than Gaurahari. And, you know, they don't know. They're not clear. This stuff is so deep and so high. That's why you got to just keep associating, keep coming to Sadhu Sangha, and by, you just get more and more clear about the whole situation. It just, you know, it's like, you know, got to have some place to go. You might as well come here. It's the best, and you'll see it's the, you know, if you find something better, we'll all go. You know, why not? Yeah. So go ahead, Tom. What do you have to say?
Yeah, I'm just investigating, and I had some experience with him. I even, yeah, I had the opportunity to touch him personally.
Ooh.
Yes.
Touching the body.
Yes, but that was well, how can I tell? I did a high 10 with him. Yes, spontaneous. But he didn't like it, but I did.
You did what?
A high 10 with Sadhguru.
Yeah, he didn't like it. Huh? It's not reverent.
No, I could. After that, I could see his face, and he didn't really like it. But it was spontaneous high 10. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. He's just probably not spontaneous person.
Yeah. Yes. I was very spontaneous in that communication in that room. There were a lot of people. But what I want to say, so there is a difference in approach. He also is, there is ecstasy. There is this approach, this contact with Shiva approach. Yes. And there are a lot of good things in it. Shiva helps to make room for this connection with the Lord, with the Hare Krishna. So there are a lot of things I'm comparing. I came from that approach. I was investigating that approach, and now I'm here. And it's more personal. That's my personal experience. It's more personal here.
What happened? I missed something.
Could you hear what I was saying?
No, I lost it. I had to go do my thing again. Go ahead.
I tried to repeat somewhere. So I had this experience with Sadhguru, and it was my choice to come here and to connect to you and to connect in this Sangha, because for me it felt like an upgrade. It's more conclusive. This it's more clear and more personal.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I sometimes listen to him, and I just I just ask myself, what does Gauraharidas has to say about this?
Yeah, it's okay. Compare. What are you gonna? Just this is the ultimate. Sometimes you have to do that. I mean, I did it. Just if so you got to do what you got to do, and not everybody will agree with you. Even amongst the associates of Lord Chaitanya, some were very strict. They were like Lalita. Well, what do you, and they would chastise the persons that were, doing whatever that wasn't like, what are you doing? Like Jagannananda Pandit was like this. Sanatan wanted to see the kind of dedication that Jagannananda had to Lord Chaitanya. So he took a wrapper from a sannyasi, I think his name was Sadhguru, took it and put the wrapper around his head. No, not really. Anyway, he put a wrapper around his head from the sannyasi. And when Jagannananda found out, he says, what? You're not dedicated like completely to Lord Chaitanya, and you're to some other sannyasi, you put that wrapper around your head? He took a cooking pot. He was going to beat him over the head with it. And Sanatan says, I just wanted to see your faith, So anyway, you got some strict people here, so don't expect to get the warm regard if you experiment around. They don't like it. It's what? Lalita Ganga, what are you? So anyway,
we get everything here. We get everything here.
She's just showing her dedication. That's true.
It's just not showing to be humble. For me, it's not humble.
No. She's showing her dedication. That's true. So maybe, Tom, if you post videos of other gurus, you should explain why you're posting. That's a good idea. Yeah, because then devotees will know what you're doing. Tell them, what's in your mind and what you're thinking and stuff like that. And then that could be helpful, actually. I do that. Sometimes I post videos of others and I'll kind of say something. Sometimes not, but sometimes I do,
Sometimes I just put a question with it, yes?
Yeah.
What do you think about this? Yes? But
Yeah. Oh yeah, Janaki had some things to say, but I lost her comments. I would have because when it goes off, I guess I could look on. Can you read what she said? Janaki said the one after that.
I can look into. I'm looking in this now. Stand for truth.
Yeah,
that's what Srila Gauraharidas Avadut gives us. Thank you for being our amazing spiritual master.
Yeah, well, there's something about standing up for what I'm seeing in Chaitanya Charitamrita, even though it's an unpopular opinion, because, it's postgraduate. We can't expect, everybody understand it. I couldn't even find people really understand these things really in any of the sanghas. I was surprised, because then I found out it's because of ecstatic devotion you can really understand these things, and people have to listen to you to also begin to understand. That's just what Jesus said, the same thing. Only the Father knows the Son. See? So, and the Son knows the Father because of this Holy Spirit of devotion. You need that. And then the Son can reveal the Father, see the true nature of the conception of the Father, the true clear conception, to whom he chooses. Whoever's chosen comes here, and then we talk to them, and look at what happens. The result is they become ecstatic too. That's the whole point, and then you also start to get revelation. Isn't it nice? Win-win. I win, you guys win too. I love it, man. Not like you're going to be peons, you just, disciples of that guru I took in ISKCON, they're still the same old. They haven't done, moved at all. They're just still rules, rituals, and all that. No changes, nothing. Not really. Because they got no power to change. The whole thing is material. Material energy is thick and slow and sluggish. This is spiritual, dynamic, powerful. The slugs can't relate to it. There's slugs out there. A lot of the vites, a lot of slugs. You can't relate. What's going on? Don't you know? No, same old. It's about same old tradition. Prabhupada said this. Yeah. There's slugs, slow, very kind of slow learners, all that stuff. They put me in a school for slow learners. Can you imagine? I was in a school. That's why I quit school. I hated school. Hated being conditioned by this bullshit, man. I was in junior high school and they put me in a class for slow learners. This is what they do. They do it. And the same thing. They told me I was crazy in ISKCON. See? Always. So you see what I had to get through to do this here finally. I realized, this is like the story of the ugly duckling. The ugly duckling became a swan. It was a swan. Nobody could understand this ugly. Why was this black duck, look so ugly to the rest of the ducks? But it was a swan. It was special. See? Anyway, it's a story of many people. Whatever you are, whoever you are, just to find who you are, yourself. Go ahead there, Lalita. Yeah. So to find yourself, it's the story, and ultimately we find out who we really are, and as a spirit. We're spirit. We're not this friggin' body, man. Identifying with the body, or we're not this material personality and all of that stuff. But anyway, all right. So let me continue reading here. What you want to say? Something?
I was talking to Amy about this. We can make a cartoon of this. We are all those little black ducks with the eggshell still on the head. Yes.
Yeah.
And we can distinguish. Yes, there's one. She has red lips, and the other he has big ears or small eyes. Yes.
Yeah.
So we are all kind of here. We can make a cartoon of this, like the whole family of black ducks that have things like this.
Yep, that's right. What does this say here?
We get everything here direct, personal, relatable, all-inclusive, amazing experience.
Yeah, I like it, man. I like coming here. It's a great place. A grace place. Why wouldn't anybody want to come to Lord Chaitanya's grace place? Only because of ignorance, Why? That's it, man. It's just ignorance, just pure ignorance. It's ignorance not to come home. This is home for and if you have an actual that like the real home that we all belong, then there'll be God's devotees, real devotees. Did you want to say something, Tom, or something? You got your finger up. Go ahead. What?
There's that sign, home sweet home. And I feel really, this is the most supreme comfortable position in this sandwich here.
Yeah. Go ahead, read that.
That is the greatest representation of irony, even satire ever. You being placed into the slow learning. Oh yes, you being placed into the slow learning class by the powers that be.
Yeah. Yeah. Slow learning. They said this guy, he's not going to learn properly, so they would give him a practical skill. They would put me as a cashier, learn how to use the cash register and be a clerk. Well, we showed them something different now.
I want to say something about this. I was thinking, there are a lot of people who underestimate us. Yes.
Oh yeah.
There are a lot of people, even people are underestimated by the government. Yes, they think they can do everything with the citizens, but they also underestimate a lot of them, and that will eventually will have some repercussions coming from that.
Yeah, of course. Okay, back to Bhagavatam now. Okay, here we go. So, Prahlad Maharaj fixed his mind and sight upon Lord Nrsingadev with full attention, in complete trance. In complete trance, he began to offer prayers with a faltering voice. See, this is a symptom of real devotees. They have this faltering voice. See, and that's a symptom of the Lord closeness with God. See, that's a symptom of that. This is a symptom. That's why this is the Garden of Eden again, or Vrindavan, is this closeness. This is what we're here to teach. What is Vrindavan, man? It's a consciousness of relationship with the Lord, whether you're in a particular place or not. What is this? You have to be in Vrindavan. It's like anyway, I'm not putting my wife down, ex-wife down. Just using her for preaching purposes. It's really good, actually. That's her service. Okay, this will get her into the kingdom quicker. So don't misunderstand me. I don't have a hatred for any of this stuff. But we use everything for preaching. It's good. Everybody could be an example. Charya Days, Radhanas, all these guys, preaching purposes. Who else would do it? Who else would dare to do this? I can't think of anybody. Kind of unique, right? So, relish the uniqueness of this preaching. You're very rare. Preaching about these guys without real hatred. This is very unique. Because I just see everything as an example to liberate us all out of this crazy Maya, man. Yeah. So I forgot what I was going to say with the thing by building up to it.
You wanted to use your ex-wife as an example, Guru.
For what? What was the example?
I think by leaving
I had a good one. It was a good one too. Maybe it'll come back in a minute.
Leaving a good place and going in a bad place again. Maybe.
Say that again. What was that?
Leaving this good place and going in that prison.
No, that wasn't it. There was some other. It was a good angle, but anyway, it'll come back probably. Okay, here, read this here. We're getting some good comments from this little waitress over there out there in New Jersey.
We had that one.
Oh, yeah? Okay. What about this one?
The greatness in your energy intimidates people who want to dominate. The greatness in your energy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it brings out the dominance. Yeah, because it seems competitive. You can't compete with this energy. It's Krishna's energy. Unless you got Krishna, then we can't really have a good battle. We can have a good battle if you really are empowered by Krishna. Then we can really duke it out nicely. Otherwise, you can only have a false ego. Oh, blah, blah, blah. You could just bluff your way, and then the people who are bluffed, the neophytes will believe you because you're aggressive bluffing, but that's all it is. It's not real.
Yeah, you can see it as provocation, and you can see it as promotion. We talked about this previously.
Yeah.
It's both. I feel it's provocative, and it's also promotion. You're promoting.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Prahlad Maharaj prayed, how is it possible for me, who have been born in a family of asuras, to offer suitable prayers to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead? See, so the Lord wanted to use him as an example. Look at this, a demon, simply because he had a bona fide spiritual master and he, from his heart, listened to him, even in the womb. He heard. See? Just like here, look at, you guys don't have to be special. He heard, like, example, Amy. She's hearing like Prahlad, really attentively, really with her heart. What will the result be like? It'd be like this. You get an easy in to a relationship with God, intimate, especially in our line, it's Radha and Krishna and Lord Chaitanya. Okay? That's how it is. See, this is Bhagavatam. This is open to everybody now. You can have this because that situation is arisen again. You can, right now, see, Narada preached the confidential truth about pure devotional service to Prahlad. He heard it. See, Prabhupada didn't preach with his mouth openly these things so extensively that we're doing now. We're doing this for Prabhupada on his order. So the result of this is going to be like this. You'll become like a Prahlad Maharaj. Your voice will falter. You'll cry. You'll laugh. You do all these things very fast. You'll attain Krishna. But if you resist this teaching, or you go and are provocative, see, and provoking, and you want to, you want to conquer and you want to be victorious and argue, well, then you'll miss this. And anyone who believes in your bullshit, your bullshit status of being a big sannyasi or guru that you got in not this way. See, this here, Gaur Haridas became a guru naturally. It was not by just naturally, just by a lot of ecstatic chanting. All of a sudden, it just happened. See, the Acharya rose naturally. And they can't do that. They got by hook or crook and say, oh, Prabhupada said this and all that. Yeah. See, Prabhupada didn't come and say, you do this. He said, oh, this is confirmed. You see, naturally, this is coming. People are coming to you naturally. People are becoming ecstatic naturally because you're an ecstatic devotee. This has my approval. See? You do more of this. This is good. See? That's the way it happens. That's why people come here. You get results. Fast. It's authorized. That's the truth, man. Ask Freddie, he knows. Yeah. Okay, so Prahlad Maharaj prayed, how is it possible for me, born in a family of asuras, to offer suitable prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Because when you get the potency, you're able to. Otherwise, keep reading the prayers. Keep reading the books. Keep doing the rules and the regulations you were taught by Prabhupada or whoever else. Until you comes to the point you hear from the devotee whose voice does falter, who tears pour out of their eyes when they chant the holy names. You found the real path. Now, that's the door. In Vaishnavas, this is the door. The other stuff is more or less cheating still. Okay? Imposters, No, see, you can't cheat this. It's very clear, right? The books show very clearly what are the symptoms of a person who has the mercy of Nishingadev or Radha and Krishna. Same God. Or Jesus Christ. Same God. Same Lord. See, relation, man. It's part of a family. Yeah. See, you can't cheat the truth. See, that's why I take pride in presenting the truth. Hey, Acharya Dev out there, Mr. Personal, you bust this truth. You show a truth better than this truth, and nobody can. That's why they'll never approach, because it exposes all the illusions, exposes every one of them. And it's simple. All you need is the faltering voice. All you need, that's a sign that God has given himself to you. And you notice people who come here, the Lord very easily gives his ecstatic emotion to them, okay? And purifies them, puts them in the fire, the baptism of fire, to burn away the impurity so that more ecstasy and more intimacy with him can manifest. What else is there? What other real path is there than this? If you don't preach this kind of path, you're not preaching the real Bhagavatam yet. Okay, that's why everybody is just into the rules, regulations, and ceremonies, because nobody has the power or the authority to preach like this. I'm just preaching Bhagavatam. That's in the Bhagavatam. Can't you see it? Now you can see it because you're hearing it. Yeah, you have to be able to extract this truth out of the book, because you have that faltering voice and the tears of Prahlad and the ecstasy of Prahlad. Sometimes laughing and crying and choking up, and the symptoms of intimacy with Krishna and Radha and Vrindavan. Otherwise, hey man, you're just a little immature child. That's what you are. Baby. Go ahead, just play with the other babies out there. Play Gurudev. Play follower of Gurudev. It's just a play. And when you're tired of playing, you can come here and get serious. You see how serious I am. All right, where are we here? Even until now, the demigods headed by Lord Brahma and all saintly persons could not satisfy the Lord by streams of excellent words. See, this is the thing. So Prahlad Maharaj, he's marveling at this. These guys, streams of excellent words, just like now, in Vaishnavism, these guys study and these really smooth streams can't satisfy the Lord. Why? Because they don't have what Prahlad has. Faltering voice, choking up, laughing and crying and all that. Ooh, he could satisfy Lord. See, we're teaching the true way to satisfy Lord. And most of these gurus can't do that. So they should come here and get the knack how to satisfy the Lord. Then they become a real guru. See, not an imposter, an imposer. Who wants to be an imposer? You impose, it doesn't even sound good, imposter, imposer. Pundraka in Krishna Lila was like this. He was pretending to be Krishna with 2 extra arms, false. Okay? So he wasn't the real Krishna. So that people do that with the Acharya. The spiritual master, they up there looking majestic with 2 false arms. See, they're not the real ones. See? So, and people, they go to the imposters. Well, what is the result? Well, your kingdom will be destroyed like his. It was destroyed. Yeah, because people believed in the illusion. They believe in the Lord's Maya. It's your kingdom, your body, your consciousness will be destroyed by believing in all the levels of Maya here. You got to believe in the teachings of the Prahlads, that are here. Those rare devotees, man, whose voices falter when they chant the holy names, who tears pour out of their eyes and the holy laughter comes. You believe in them? No, you went through the door. See, we prove it. Oh, people, look, Lalita Ganga went through the door. Look at her, man. She's a mad woman now. Nobody. Who's going to accept this lady? She come back in the next life and she'll be laughing and crying. They'll say, who is she, man? Get out of here. You don't belong here. She don't even belong in Vaikuntha. You're not supposed to be that intimate with God. Get her out of Vaikuntha. We can't. So there's no place but Vrindavan for that person. So just that strange place where people are laughing and crying, their voices are faltering and all that stuff. Yeah, poor lady. I really feel sorry for her. All that laughing and crying. What will be the result of that? You think the funny farm? You think she'll end up in the funny farm? No, those who end up there are the ones who don't laugh and cry. You'll see. Already, people are getting very depressed because they don't have intimacy with God, man. They're not ecstatically relating to our Lord, to their Lord. They're cut off from that. Therefore, they're so-called normal, and they'll end up in the funny farm taking all those drugs and pills. Or suiciding. Oh, I don't want to be around. I don't blame you. Who the hell want to be around this draconian world now? You got to have an escape route. You have to have a back door out of this. Otherwise, you're going to, they want, this is the Mayas right now saying, hey, man, you're going to make you miserable. You want to stick around? A lot of people are checking out. You notice that suicide rate's way up. The pill rate, big pharma, oh man, hey, we got a lot of stuff, man. To zone you out. Yeah, I've got Netflix for you, man. We'll just keep watching there. Just watch your Netflix and take these pills and just sit there and put your little mask on, and stay indoors. Don't go out. No traveling. No, we don't want that now. No. Yeah, I think you'll be able to tolerate. Just keep taking these pills and you'll be able to tolerate this miserable situation that's coming along. You notice? Coming more miserable every day. Not for me, because I have a back door. I have an escape route, man. No, now it's just useful for preaching. Thank you very much.
It sounds like somebody who wants to make you an addict.
What is?
Yeah, when somebody says you take these pills and you make yourself you watch the screen, watch Netflix, and your consciousness becomes very narrow and addicted to that.
Yeah, well, of course. Yeah,
approach.
they want to make you a slave. They want to make you controlled and manipulated. That's all. That's this desire. Those who are servants of the illusory potency are like that. They think that's happiness. Is the more control, the more happiness they can get. It's crapola, man. Sometimes more in one and the other. Okay, anyway. Here we go. So, and the demigods headed by Lord Brahma and all saintly persons could not satisfy the Lord with streams of excellent words. Again, we're here showing, this is why it's a little hard for the Vaishnavas, the Vaidhi Bhaktas out there following Prabhupada's path, or Christians or anybody, or worldly, hard to understand, because we know the greatest mysterious satisfaction of the Lord is this ecstatic worship. This is the greatest way to satisfy the Lord that very few people understand. So this is so truthful that we're preaching. It's so real. That's why I kept going basically for 25 years before people started to take this seriously, or 22 years. Because I knew it's just so deep to know what is the true satisfaction of the Lord. The whole world doesn't know that except the Bhagavatam. I just read it. The Chaitanya Leela knows it also. Where is the person in the body? The embodiment of that. Because that has to be preached. Otherwise, people look at the book and don't understand that. They think the satisfaction of the Lord is the rules and the regulations. Okay, that's the beginning. But the highest satisfaction for God, who's living in your own body, the deepest realization and revelation is this intimacy with the Lord, which is represented as the Garden of Eden and Vrindavan. The Vrindavan's more explanation. Just like Lord Chaitanya's teaching is a more explanation on what Jesus came to bring. Okay? Just making God and those conclusive truths of who we are and our relationship to that supreme being, supreme controller, whatever, so many qualities, supreme consciousness, supreme authority, supreme truth, supreme happiness, supreme ecstasy. How much should I go on? Supreme in everything, supreme kindness, supreme mercy. Eh? That's my Lord. Eh? Supreme ecstasy, which is his happiness. That's my Lord. That's my target.
Supreme promotion.
Supreme promotion. Supreme promoter, actually. He was a supreme promoter of the absolute truth. That's why we also, how do you be supreme? You got to stand for it, man. I stand for it. Yeah, more and more. It's getting stronger to stand, take a stand. So that is what they are doing. They want to make everyone addicts and zombies. Easier to control. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like you have so little power. You gotta, what do you call, you gotta subdue people artificially like this. Here, we've got so much spiritual power. We're just by more and more conquering this, this insurmountable Maya. So I was in a river yesterday. The water is just flowing down. It's hard to stop from going with it. This is the Maya, man. But see, Sadhu Sangha reverses that flow in people. You all of a sudden you go upstream and it's not so hard. That's the power of the Lord, man. That's the power of Vrindavan. Vrindavan, Krishna is like that. It said right there in the pastime, it says when they hear Krishna, the river, it's flowing down this way, then it goes up towards Krishna. That's what we're doing here. We're getting the power to do that, man. Getting people that are flowing down Maya, flowing down even the Vaidhi Bhakti rules and regulations path, and get them to flow into this direction. Why not? Krishna is more attractive. Go ahead, Tom. What?
Yes, I was reading in the scripture, there was a verse, I think it was Chaitanya Charitamrita, where it was compared to, there can be some wells, yes, some wells. But Krishna is the complete ocean. His wealth is so supreme. He is the ocean. So there are some wells, and you can try to go there. But Krishna is the complete ocean.
Well, he's the real wealth. It all comes from him. See, everybody's after his wealth, his opulences that just come out of the Lord. This comes out of that source. And they're trying to get happiness from the stuff, the opulences that come out of him. See? But that's all external, the external opulences in this world. See, the devotees, they get satisfaction and happiness of just this intimacy with God. And then within that is all the real opulences, the real wealth. See? That's all his devotees. See, the out of his devotees, these devotional scriptures written by the devotees, the talks, if you actually meet a living devotee, you're getting the opulence of the Lord. But they're so rare now that we get them. That's why they wrote the books, so that we who got the real mercy of the Lord, this ecstatic communion, we can partake of that communing with his devotees and appreciate what he appreciates. He loves to read his devotees' books, so we also love that, who get this mercy. These are, see, it's this, the world is the shadow of the truth. So there are opulences in the world people are going after, but they're material, material, money, wealth, family, friends, all that stuff they're going after. When you get into the mercy of this Bhakti Lata Bij, the inclination to go into the spiritual potency, there's all kinds of opulences like that. Family, friends, see? But the real wealth is these devotional jewels, conclusive understanding about the Lord. It's in the scriptures practically for us because we can partake of that. These are like the people going after it in the world, and they become entangled and they become, crazy, insane. The Bill Gates and these guys, they're crazy. These elites who want this absolute power and all this by making people slaves, insane. That's why even people, good people, are saying they're crazy, man. With the psychopaths, they have no feeling. They think they can get ahead by making people lose and all this. This is not, and they think that's high quality intelligence. That's called demoniac. Demoniac. You can look at Bhagavad Gita defines it. They think what shouldn't be done should be done. That's it. Okay? What shouldn't be done is manipulating, controlling people and lying to them, cheating them and deceiving them. They think this should be done. Okay? And those who are weak because of Maya and maybe training and conditioning and school now, they believe them. Therefore, their lot is they drag them down into darkness also. This is this time. This is a reaping now. The time, of reaping what we've sowed, basically. See, so we're also reaping what has been sowed by the sages. Like Jesus said, we're just here. I'm appointing you to reap what you haven't sowed. That's all I'm doing. We're reaping here for the Lord and the kingdom what has been sowed by other sages and saints in you over who knows how many lifetimes. Can you see? What do you think? The waitress comes here. You think she just, out of the blue, just and has these realizations and revelations? Why doesn't everybody have that? Because she's continuing on. We're just reaping what has been sowed. The Lord put her in a waitress position over in New Jersey for some reason. Who knows? He did the same thing with the associates of Lord Chaitanya. He put them in low class villages and different places. Some in positions of opulence, some as like beggars, and and he just went out and reaped that. And that is it. We're empowered to go out and reap again. That's all. That's what it's always the same program. It was that way with Jesus, and that way with his followers. It was that way with Lord Chaitanya and his followers, and it's why should it be any different? Here, we're reaping what has been sowed in generations. Poor Muhammad. Yeah. Yeah, and being saved from household life like that verse says doesn't mean you're going to be a sannyasi. No, you're saved from believing in it. You're saved by getting juice from it. See, you're getting your juice from a higher source, your life. Your life is from ecstatic, emotional exchanges with God. See, that's life in that. Oh, man, so much life. It's great. Fantastic, man. And then you look at this stuff, getting life from a bunch of, family and friends, their cacklings and their unhappiness and their depressions and their misery because, they're not purified, it's like, because they're not even interested in doing devotional service. So they have a kind of an unfortunate position until they change. So why isn't this less attractive? Why would you, it's like, well, why do I want to be with unpurified people, especially when they're unwilling to take advantage, right? He's like, oh, really? Okay, well, you live your life, I'll live mine. Hey, man, bottom line, you live your life. Your life is that. In the modes, in the Maya and all that, you get life from that. Well, I get life from this. So stay out of my way. I mean, that's intelligence. Just, okay, just give them a nice little, from the distance. Okay, give them a little prasadam or something and let them go their way. They have all these other desires. Oh, they want a big family. They want money. They want, who knows? So, people may sometimes have a hard time with what I say, but this is the Jesus teaching. Who is my father? Who is my friend? Who is my brother, man? Those who do the will of God. Hey, man, same thing. That's why you Vaides, you're not my friends yet, really. You want to be? Well, you got to do the will of God, my hey, man. The will of Prabhupada, who you're worshiping, is take advantage of being into the kingdom of God, man, so easily. That's the real will of God. It was the will of Lord Chaitanya. I'm just teaching it. That's all. Hey, man, I know why Lord Chaitanya came, and I'm here to preach it. And if you're not with that, you're not with the real will of Krishna. You've got some other idea. The real will of Lord Chaitanya for the Vaishnavas was to take ecstatic devotion, and as he presented it, he's saying, this is the confidential reason for my descent. Hey, man, Bhagavad Gita even says that. So Lord Chaitanya, what is his confidential reason for descent? To taste ecstatic devotion and to distribute it. Nothing else. That's it. Okay? So we're doing that now. Oh, you don't like this? You're not doing the real will of Lord Chaitanya. So, hey, go out there and do some other things if you want. You're not my friend. No, you're not my friend. You're not even willing to know what your friend wants in your own heart. That's what I'm here to do, is help you understand what your friend in your own heart wants you, a relationship with you. And you don't know that. That's why you got to hear it from somebody who has that kind of friendship. Does that make sense? It's pretty clear, huh? Kind of, you come here, you'll understand Jesus better. Otherwise, people don't know. What does he mean by that? And they got all their family and friends here in the world, some often not on the same page. And they wonder why they don't understand what Jesus is saying. Who are those who do the will of God? The will of God, when Jesus was here, it was you take to that path that he was preaching, because God was preaching through him and not through the Pharisees. God was preaching through the Pharisees, through the modes of goodness or passion or whatever. See, that's modes. That's not, the Lord says, I don't consider that myself. And I also, in this preaching, don't consider that the real Krishna. That's the imposter. I'm here to fight with that imposter. What about you guys? Who's imposing their position on the real Lord, the transcendental Lord? Man, I love just saying it. Transcendental Lord, Sat Chit Ananda. That is the real Lord, and we're here to preach that and to tell people, hey, man, that's the will of God, that you contact Satchitananda and waken that Satchitananda in yourself and become a real devotee. That's what Lord Chaitanya wants. Real devotee, not imposters, not imposter gurus and imposter followers of those gurus. We want to take all those imposters, gurus and their followers, and give them this. Real conclusive understanding and real ecstasy. How we want their voices to falter. I want to see Acharya go, Dave, not able to get a sentence out when he's glorifying the Lord in a deep state. Read this, Tom.
For me, I had to go through all that household life to finally get cured, thinking it could give me happiness. The only real happiness is being connected with the lordships Radhe and Krishna in loving relationship.
There you go. You see, practical experience. Yeah, you become more and more like Srivas Thakur. That's the standard. That's the gold standard. Just gradually, more and more. When there's sadhu sangha, which is the Lord is dancing here and everything, you say, and the kids and the people and the husbands and the daughters and they come over and say, "Oh, we want your attention." You say, "Hey, you go in the corner over there. You go over there and cry over there and go and do your own thing. You're not interested in this? Too bad for you. Go over there. I'm going to watch the sadhu sangha dancing of Radha and Krishna." You get more and more become like that. No artificial thing, but just you become intelligent. That'll bring tears to the Lord's eyes, and it'll bring tears to your eyes because you're on the same page with the Lord. Lord Chaitanya says, "Oh wow, what kind of that's a very rare devotee, Srivas, you are. I have so few." Tears started to come out of his eyes. Wow, there's no illusion for you. Oops. Read this there, Tom.
When God is pleased with you, you will feel it. When not, you will feel miserable.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people just can't distinguish that. They don't know what the pleasure of God is. The pleasure of God becomes more and more known by ecstatic worship. It brings you more intimately into what he likes. And then you become also conclusive. See, you become clear about, you get the real conception of the Lord. This is how it is. See, because you're cleansed by this ecstatic worship, and more becomes clear about, this is what it is. This is Vrindavan. This is the relationship. Everything comes clear. See? That's why, people not coming here and, with all this ecstatic worship going on and all these devotees getting so clear is like ridiculous. It shows, you're very low standard, man. Low class. Yeah. That's why, I have this que sera thing about the gurus and their followers. I think they're dumb. They're not very smart. To me, that waitress there, thank you for your example, Amy. That little waitress over there in New Jersey is smart. Now that's intelligent. She appreciates, she's like a connoisseur. She appreciates what these gurus can't even appreciate. Therefore, what are you doing? What are you guys following that kind of stuff for when this is available? The more intimate understanding of that Supreme Lord, who the heck you're worshiping, this is gold, man. Okay, let me go on here. All right. Although such persons are very qualified being in the mode of goodness, then what is to be said of me, who am not at all qualified? Yeah, he's not at all. See, what he's saying is the truth. Actually, I'm not qualified with the mode of goodness. He's not at all qualified with that. It's kind of a joke, actually. The person writing this is just joking. Okay? Saying, yeah, I'm not at all qualified with the mode of goodness. He's not. He's qualified with pure bhakti, pure goodness. See, streams of excellent words is not enough to please the true Lord. See, he's saying, Prahlad's speaking the truth. That's why until you're satiated with hearing all this glorification of even gurus and teachers or instructors in the mode of goodness, and you realize, is there something more? See? Yeah, there is. That's what I'm telling right now. There is something more. Of satisfying the Lord in a more deeper way than just look at me, Lord. I'm acting according to. I'm a good person. I'm following austerities and renunciations, and see how good I am. But the Lord is saying, if you're ready for this teaching, this is the real Bhagavatam, the confidential truth. The Lord is still, it's not really satisfying to me. Therefore, in your own heart. That's why the Lord sends those persons here like that, Like, even though they've been good and they acted good and listening to good people, you think, it must be something more. Lord, what is it? Oh, okay, you come here and you'll learn. See, the streams of excellent prayers and spoken night. You know how many Vaishnavas are like that? They give good classes and they speak nicely and all that. And I'm not satisfied in my heart, no, because the Lord has shown me better. And we're here to show others better. We're here to show you excellent prayer persons there. You know, speaking nice streams of words without the tears. No, we're here to tell you, teach you. Oh, no, let's make those eye sockets conch shells with tears pouring out, offering at the feet of the Lord's pastimes, you know, in his name. Okay? Oh, let's get your heart to become that fire of passionate worship for that Lord. Oh, and then your knowledge will have a crown jewel upon it. Otherwise, it's not really satisfying to God. That's why, you know, Lord Chaitanya, throw that brahmachari out. Throw him out of the kirtan. He's fast. He's a not even a veg. He's a fruitarian and a milk drinker. Get that milk drinker out of here. Okay? Oh, bring him back because he went through Srivas Thakur. Okay? This is our teaching here. This is his teaching. Just his teaching. We just teach it. Yeah, good. Read this, Tom.
There is only one way getting that clarity. Coming and listening here to these transcendental vibrations. Indumati Devi Dasi said, they all listen to your refreshing classes every day. Jai Gurudeva.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the thing. Whatever Sangha you're in, I think they were in the Narayan Raj Sangha. So whatever Sangha you're in, the whole point is to bear fruit is to hear these confidential talks to the point of feeling refreshed and awakened and all that. It's just progression. And here now, from this, ecstatic devotion will awaken, or if it's awakened already in the devotees, it'll be nurtured here. Not many places like this. Need to go now, catch my train. Oh, yeah. I got to catch the train. Yeah. She's going back home, obviously. Oh, that's good. All right. Okay, back here. Mm-hmm. Wow, we got 16 people here, Tom. Isn't that amazing? Okay, next verse here. So, Prahlad Maharaj continued, one may possess wealth, an aristocratic family, beauty, austerities, education, and sensory expertise, luster, influence, physical strength, and diligence, intelligence, and mystic yogic power. But I think that even by all these qualifications, one cannot satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, one can satisfy the Lord simply by devotional service. Ganjendra did this, and thus the Lord was satisfied with him. Yet actually, what you got to understand in this verse is pure devotional service. See, there's so many people. This is why you got to ultimately realize the cheese isn't in this being an aristocratic Brahmin or an illustrious sannyasi or austerity, being an austere person. The Lord, he overlooks all those qualities in lieu of the one quality of this pure love for God. See? And this is why you get it in disciplic line, because people are trying to do it by their austerities, their aristocracies, and all of that stuff. But in the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, he always showed, he said, oh, look at these aristocratic Brahmins. Oh, they're very well learned in the scriptures and everything. Oh, look at this. they're going to my Sudra disciples, my Sudra followers who have ecstatic devotion. They're going for that quality. See, that's only available where it's available. It's only available through the devotees who have that special mercy. It's more special than being an aristocrat, than being a big Brahmin, a big sannyasi, a big guru without this devotion. See? So the Lord teaches through low-class persons, Sudras like here, to show, hey man, this is it. This is real. This is reality, eternal reality. This is what I love the most. See, it's only taught by his very intimate disciples or devotees. So,
this was text 9 you are reading?
Yeah, text 9.
Okay.
Yeah. See? So, however, one can satisfy the Lord simply by pure devotional service. And pure devotional service is the worshiping the Lord in this intimacy and ecstasy where your eyes are the conch shell and the tears are pouring forth because the feet of the Lord is his name and his pastimes. The bliss is coming. Yeah, see, that's satisfying the Lord. Otherwise, nobody knows. You got to see examples of that in this world. And with so few, people think, oh, this person's satisfying the Lord because they're aristocrats or they're, like something else. Okay, if a Brahmana has all 12 Brahminical qualifications as they are stated in the book, are you there at the verses? Are you looking at them, Tom?
Yes.
Okay, read text 10.
If a Brahmana has all 12 of the Brahminical qualifications, as they are stated in the book called Sanat Sujata, but is not a devotee and is averse to the lotus feet of the Lord, he is certainly lower than a devotee who is a dog eater, but who has dedicated everything, mind, words, activities, wealth, and life to the Supreme Lord.
You see, the Prahlad Maharaj knows these truths. He's one of the Mahajans. And a way to understand this even more clear is through Bali Maharaj's experience. See? So Bali Maharaj had a guru who was very powerful. He had luster, he spoke good, he memorized the scriptures, all these things. See? He had all these qualities. He had even some mystic powers. He could raise the dead and all this. And so Bali Maharaj was materially benefited by all of this. He became his disciple and he conquered the whole universe by the Brahminical power of his guru. Okay? So he meets Vamanadev now. Now Vamanadev, he's the manifestation of Shuddha Bhakti. He's the manifestation of Satchidananda in this world. And Bali Maharaj's guru, with all these powerful qualities, was adverse to Vamanadev. See? And Bali Maharaj, who was instructed by Prahlad, just like I'm instructing people here and now, all these confidential conclusions. The Bhagavad, this is all in the real Bhagavatam. It's all in the book you're reading. Okay? So Bali Maharaj rejected his own guru's order simply because his guru was adverse. Even though he had all these qualities, still adverse to Vamanadev. So he rejected him. You're adverse. I don't care. You got all these qualities. See, this is conclusive. This is showing that he was instructed on the real Bhagavatam. This is what we're instructing the world on, the real Bhagavatam. Because there are many Vaishnavas out there with all these qualities. out there, very smooth, very intelligent, very literate, and all the on and on and on. But they don't know how to deeply satisfy the Lord like a real devotee. See? So Bali Maharaj says, well, you're adverse to Satchidananda manifestation in this world. I'm sorry, I'm going with him. Okay. So where's that? Verse 10. Okay. Yeah. So this is better than Brahminical qualities also. So a person who has Brahminical qualities, they cannot even purify themselves. See, you notice he's quoting these very high verses. These are verses that Vaishnavas don't even understand and don't even quote. They can't, because they're still under the material potency. They can't understand this. But I'm here to preach it so people can know what is the real goal. What is the real satisfaction, Lord? Nobody knows this. Isn't that amazing that a Sudra has to teach this? Well, that's the prophecy. It's going to be taught by these are real religious principles. These are pure religious principles. These are the real principles, very important to the Supreme Lord, Krishna and Radha, or Lord Chaitanya. The understanding these principles makes you like a Prahlad Maharaj, and even more. Well, not even more. Makes you like a Prahlad Maharaj in your unique way. Not understanding these principles, not hearing them from a real devotee, you are below that family level, that understanding. See, standing under these kinds of truths. You don't stand under them. You stand under some other teachings in the world. See? So I stand under these teachings. See, very strong. You can see, very strong and becoming stronger all the time. So it's, what are you standing under? What kind of understanding of the scriptures are you standing under? Because that's your support. See? This is my support. These truths is my support. These are eternal principles. Therefore, I have eternal support. And this is what we're teaching here. How to get this eternal support. See, how to be purified to the point of understanding these things.
So support is also protection and shelter.
Yeah, it's everything. You realize that's the relationship with the transcendental Lord. You get everything because he's all powerful, and you're like two peas in a pod. You're very intimate associate of the Lord. Therefore, automatically you get all the perks and benefits. It all comes from him. What is it? What does this bother him, this stuff coming out? This is just different living beings, in the modes causing action and reaction. What is this to him? So you get that kind of attitude also, because you get so much protection, so much intimacy, so much ecstasy, so much happiness, transcendental happiness in this relationship, that everything else is insignificant. Even this bullshit going on in the world that people, oh, this is so horrible. Well, it is, if that's all you got is, go ahead, what?
It's also real empowerment. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go off for a while. I got some things to do anyway. And also, I'm kind of losing steam here. And I need to stretch. Prescribed duties a little bit. How long have we been on here? 3 hours already, and I started so late. Must be about 8 o'clock. Yeah, 8 o'clock already. I started like 5 o'clock. Yeah, thanks, Evo, and thanks everybody else here. Thank you, Tom, for being around and being the whipping boy. Oh, you Sadguru proponent.
Thank you, Shilakaradas.
Hey, thank you. All right, see you guys later. I'll see you in a little bit. Haribo.